gentlemen's, whammons, helicopters, whatever the hell you are. Welcome to another video of hashtag solo queue. I know I did one recently, but this one I heard it's pretty good. So we gotta taste it and go bon appetit together. This video is made by Stoopzz.
What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys?
Another hashtag solo queue representer. So let's check out a different person's point of view on this solo queue video. Let's get it!
I'm scared, you guys. I'm really scared. I'm scared because BlizzCon is coming up in November and not enough people are talking about this. So I'm asking for something ridiculous. I'm gonna ask for like 500 likes on this video. I want 500 likes on this video. And you know what, you guys? If you don't dust off your little Cheeto fingers and suck your fingers dry,
likes, let's go!
If I don't get 500 likes on this video, I'm gonna quit YouTube.
Holy cow, that's hardcore, man. Well, you passed 500. You have more than 500.
So a couple
bro.
days ago, Tosan released a PvP, how to make PvP great again video. So shout out to Tosan. I'll put a link to his video in the description below. And he was touching on the topic of solo queue. Now, a couple weeks ago, Savix came into my stream, and many of you guys have been asking me about this on my stream as well. And it's something that I've been talking about on my channel for a long time, especially in all. And again, Savix asked me to make this rant video, and I think it's time I do it. So I thought, what a better time to do it. I got my coffee here. Tosan just released a video touching on a lot of things that I think are really important regarding solo queue, but I do believe he missed out on some key points that I just want to add on to. So in this video,
Tosan, you freaking missed out on some key points, boy. So Stoopzz gotta cover it up for you. I actually told him to talk about it because whenever I go to a stream and we talk about solo queue, he talks so good about it. So I can't wait to see how he does it.
I will not strictly be talking about solo queue. I'll be talking about a lot more. Now, I do not have a fancy whiteboard and an 0-3 Cdew t-shirt on, but I think I can make some fair points, and I'm really serious about this, you guys. I'm scared, you guys. I'm actually scared. I'm scared because BlizzCon is coming up in November, and not enough people are talking about this. We have an incredible opportunity right now to make these types of videos go viral. I want you to tweet these out right as you watch this video to the guy with the Jerry curls, Josh Allen, to offer our insight and what needs to be changed. They are going to announce a new expansion this November at BlizzCon. Ass of Ashara, I don't care what it's called. It's a monumental moment for the health of World of Warcraft PvP. So what's wrong with PvP? Well, there's a lot of things wrong with PvP. And now one of them would be solo queue. The LFG system is absolute ass. I spend most of my time sitting around there looking for partners. People are linking me different achievements, fake achievements from 5 years ago. But in what game out there do people ask you, what rating were you 6 months ago? What rating were you 4 months ago?
Blizzard?
You don't seem to have a 2.2K achievement from season 2, so you must not be very good. No game does that. There's no game that does that. People would want to know what your current CR is. You are matched based on your current MMR with other players. You play with people at your current skill level. Doesn't matter what you were 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 2 years ago. No one cares about that. It's completely irrelevant, and it is a massive issue with the current LFG system. Now, this is an idea that I touched on this podcast over here somewhere on the screen, but Tosan said in his video, think of one game where you cannot just hop right in and play, where there's not a matchmaking system. There is none. There is no game. World of Warcraft is the only game where you actually can't even play sometimes because you can't find partners. You spend more time waiting than you even do playing, and that is a massive issue. Now, the reason why you're hearing this from a lot of top players is because they're tired of sitting around and waiting. They just want to play. It's great for content creators that can just hop in and stream the game, make videos. You cannot make content for a game that you simply cannot play. But for the lower level guy, the guy hanging around at 1400 MMR, the multi 1400 who wants his 100 wins for 3v3 so he can get that mount, it's not as hard to find partners. You can just play. I'm sure they deal with a lot of like discrimination, a lot of backlash based on their experience in CR. That's a massive issue. People cannot even play the game, and it's actually so frustrating. I want to play. Sometimes I sit around in LFG my entire night, and I have no one to play with. I don't know what to do.
I want to win!
Now, a lot of people that are against the solo queue thing, they say, well, it's not going to be balanced. It's not balanced at all anyway, and if anything, at least it will get rid of this consistent meta thing where people pick and choose their partners. Like, oh, you got nerfed by 5%? I don't want to play with you. I'm going to choose Frost DKs for 7.3. What if you're like an amazing Fury Warrior, but you never get to play with anyone, but you're actually at 2200 as a Fury Warrior, but they don't want to take you, like, I'd rather play with arms, bro, sorry. People should not be able to pick and choose their classes. They should simply be able to play based on what their current ranking is and how good they are at their specific class, not what type, what spec they are. And yes, I guess you could say that if DHs are doing really well and Warriors are doing really well, then maybe they'll climb the ladder, they'll climb MMR, and you may see them grouped up more often, but it still gets rid of this pick and choose mentality and facing the same comps over and over and over and over again.
You know, I'm really happy right now because a lot of people are speaking out finally for some PvP stuff. I like that. We need more people like this.
And you might get some bad comps, you might get some great comps, but that's every game, right? If you play League of Legends, you might get 2 jungles and you're like, well, fuck me. But everyone watching this video is already involved somewhat in the PvP community. Even the fuckheads who go to Cdew's chat and go, wow, in 2017, lol, dead game, bro, dead game, bro.
I don't think WoW sucks, but WoW sucks more when it's like dead, right? It's kind of the nature of the game. Like it's an MMO. Like if people aren't playing it, it's obviously gonna suck. So the less people that play it, the worse it gets. If I could Q3s at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that'd be fucking awesome.
A solo queue system would be really helpful. Maybe if there was a solo queue system, but if there was like a solo system.
Huge. Why can't we spectate arenas? Just add a delay. You have that in all of your other games. Just allow me to spectate. But I have my piece of paper here that I ripped out of my binder, and I think there's a lot of key points that he did not touch on, and I will touch on them in this video. I think I just broke my flash drive. The biggest point on this piece of paper is incentives, you guys. World of Warcraft PvP has the shittiest incentives, and for the longest time, it has had some of the worst incentives out of any game I've ever played. Think about it this way. It's like when you go to work, right? You may love your job. You may love being a little college counselor. You may love being a garbage man. You may love being a plumber and just plumbing poop all fucking day. But after a while, if you're not getting paid for your job, or it's just really shitty pay,
Who plums like this, dude?
you're probably over it. You get burnt out unless you're like a porn star. For the longest time, World of Warcraft has had some of the worst incentive systems, reward systems for PvP that I've ever seen, and I think in this expansion it is the absolute worst. And with other games coming along like League of Legends, Overwatch, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, their incentive systems, in my opinion, are much more rewarding, and I'll get to that in a second. But even if they're not, right, you're just getting a ranking. It's not as rewarding as getting gear and loot. That's all there is to do in that game. That's all there is. They're not competing with themselves. They're saying, this is our game. It's just strictly PvP based. There's some weird little mini games that you can do, but it's all about the PvP. World of Warcraft is not all about the PvP. There's other things that you can do in that game. You can go raid. You can do your stupid little pet battles and fight each other with little cats and stuff. There's a solo queue trial of style. So why in the world would you go do PvP when the incentive system is not rewarding to the lower level players? I think that's the big misconception with a lot of high-end players. Oh, I got my little rank 1 title here. What about the little guy out there? What about the guy who's never been over 1600? What about the guy who's never been over 1700? What about the guy who only dreams of getting 2K? There's no reason for him to play the game. He just gets dumped on by double DH and he's over it. What about him? It's all about the bronze, the silver, even the gold. It's not about the challenger players. It's not about the rank 1 players. The rank 1 players are there because people are watching the rank 1 players. Rank 1 players don't come and then people watch. People come to the game to play the game because it's fun. There's money involved then. There's sponsorships involved. There's attention. There's hype around the game. Then players start to flock the game. Highly skilled players start to put their intention and effort into that video game. So you have to keep the lower level players engaged. You have to keep them interested. And the way you do that is through incentives. But what incentives are there really? Now, before in the past, we used to have like a rating system where you could unlock pieces of gear. And every week you'd know, oh, I got this much rating, I can buy this. Or every day you got this much rating and you can buy this. But if I get 100 more arena rating, then I can unlock this piece of gear. So there was some incentive there. But now they've taken that away and you randomly get gear. Like you might get gear today. You might not get any for the next 3 days. Maybe your friend, your homeboy gets like 6 pieces of gear.
I got like 50 trinkets for 50 days.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
A solo queue system would be really helpful.
There's no incentive. And the only thing that they even have is this like 100 win 3v3 thing where you get this mount that's the same mount that they've had for multiple seasons. And then they add like one mount once in a while. They're supposed to add this fox. I don't know what the fuck happened to that thing. So there's no reason to push rating. You're just there to collect what you can and dip out. Now I know you're going to say, well, you might be able to get better gear if you have a high arena rating, but it's not worth it for the average player if they can go do a mythic, if they can go do a raid. So yes, I would absolutely love solo queue. And yes, solo queue will easily fix a lot of the participation issues, but incentives are also equally important. I have to wait months to figure out if I got like enough rating to get this title, which then gives me a mount, which is like a reskinned mount that they reuse multiple seasons in a row with just different color schemes. Like whose idea was that mount? That thing is hideous.
That's the ugliest mount ever, dude.
But if there was like a solo system.
Land Troll Cyclops S Michael Hogman looking land mount.
Ooh.
Effort into it. I don't care what you have to do. Make it a dragon that when you press Michael Hogman looking land mounts. It doesn't even fly. And you really use that. Put some effort into it. And there's no reason to really push until the end of the season. And on top of that, there's no decay system. So when you get to where you're at, you can just chill there for a while. Oh, I played on the first day. I played double warrior with Bajira, and I got 2,600 right away because I was one-shotting people with Mortal Strike. So what they need to do is they need to take away this percentage-based system. I understand like rank 1's having percentage-based like every other game where they have like a challenger or top 500. When you're in this certain placement, then you get this certain title. I agree with that. And that way, all the little rank 1s like sit on their high horse and they like to have their little gladiator titles. They can sit there and they can just jack each other off all day. I get that. You guys can keep that. But for everyone else, there should be definite placements. Every game has definite placements. If you get to 1800, you're in silver. If you get to 2K, you're in gold. If you get to 2200, you're in plat. If you get to 2400, you're in diamond. It should be like that. Every other game is like that. And when you get there, it should give you like a reward around your name, like an actual border, not that stupid prestige claim.
Dude, I had the same idea, Stoopzz. I actually was going to make a video about this, but I guess I can talk about it here. So you know how elites have those dragons around their name border? Every rank we go into, like 1500, it should be bronze, and we have like a little bronze around our nameplate. And silver, we have like a silver nameplate. Diamond, like little dragon comes out, and then so on and so forth. Same thing for PvE. If you're like hardcore mythic raider and you get achievements, they should give you like a little border of some PvE dragon or like the boss. Something cool so that people work for it. Because even if you get 1500 in this game, you get nothing. If you at least give them a little border with a little dinosaur on it, people will play to get that little border of dinosaur, you know? And same thing with the reward system he was talking about. So you know how in World of Warcraft you have to be a certain rating to get the gladiator mount? Only gladiators get it. But in Hero of the Storm, they give out mounts to every rank above plat. So if you're plat and above, everyone gets a different mount. And in Hero of the Storm, instead of reusing the same mount model and changing the color, in Hero of the Storm, they actually change the mount every season. So it becomes like a wolf, Kodo, lion, etc. Like they keep changing it. And there's different colors to it. You get 3 different colors. We get 1 color. And then they reuse it in another season. So I was just checking out the Kodo, and you know what pisses me off? So in solo queue, you have to be platinum to get the elemental lizard mount, which is this right here. But if you do team queue, you just get it even though you're bronze. So if you just participate in a team queue, you get the mount. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and then when you reach masters or grandmaster, that's when you get the epic one with the armor. So the normal one without the armor, which is this, and then the epic one with the armor. So what pisses me off is in WoW, there's only team queue, right? Only team queue. Solo queue is actually harder because you're playing with random ass people. And they don't even give you a mount in solo queue because it's harder. Until plat, in HOTS, if you just participate playing in Team League, they give you a mount. Like they're inspiring people to play Team League. In WoW, they give you nothing. They don't inspire you to play Arena. You have to be Gladiator to get a mount. They need to learn reward system from Hero of the Storm.
Please, let's stop using these lame names like Rival, Challenger, Duelist. It's a super lame title that everyone makes fun of you for. But if you're bronze, or you're silver, or you're gold...
Right? I've never seen anyone say, wow, you're a Challenger. Wow, you're a Duelist. Like, only gladiators get acknowledged. If you're something else below that, they don't even look at you. Like, if you're Diamond in another game, Diamond is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Which is Duelist. But in WoW, people don't care about Duelists. So what we're trying to say here is they need to bump up the value of the PvP reward system. Like, it's okay right now, they give out a few titles and a mount to gladiators, but if you're like a 1700 or a 2K player, you're never gonna get these. So at least give some lower tier rewards, or put the gear back with the rating. There's no reward for the lower people, and even though they play every season, they're not gonna have anything to remember the game for.
It should be any less or worse, like rank 3v3 should have the best incentives. No, that just means people do not want to participate in the other brackets. But they should be unique incentives, different incentives. 2v2 should have its own incentives. 3v3 should have its own incentives. Solo queue should have its own incentives. I know Tosan kind of said he thinks that the rewards for solo queue should be less than the ranked 3v3. I think they should be different but equal. I also want to ask you guys, think of one game that is competitive on the esports scene, in the competitive gaming scene, that is purely based on team deathmatch. There is no game that is just purely based on deathmatch. It is always based on an objective style game. It always has an objective. There's more to just killing each other.
That's why I really want that 66 RBG solo queue version. Like, you only need 4 DPS and 2 healers. If they put in a solo queue for RBG, I don't want it to be 10 men. I think 6 men was perfect when they did the brawl. It was so beautiful and nice. If they do that, oh man, it's gonna be so fun. Because 10v10 feels like a jump fest. 66 still a jump fest, but it's less people, so it's more fun. You don't get like 7 people just beating the crap out of you. It's only 4 people. And I think 6v6 objective game like Warsong Goals or Ruthy Basin, same thing as RBG, it'll be really fun. The reason why Blizzard don't add new BGs or PvP system is because they want to just keep it as arena, because that's the most important thing in the game for PvP. And not enough people play RPG, so they're just putting all their focus into 3v3 arena and try to balance the game out through that. But it's kind of wrong. They shouldn't just kill off other PvPs. Bring back duels, put in solo queue for 2v2, 3v3 and RBG, and I think the game will move on very good. A lot of PvP players would come back. And I'm gonna say Hero of the Storm once more because I'm jealous of that game. They get new battlegrounds very frequently, and it's like, what? They don't even put stuff in WoW? WoW is like one of your biggest games. You don't even put new battlegrounds for it, but you keep investing into Hero of the Storm because they want to get it out there like League of Legends. Why not resurrect the game you guys already have and make it better? They can work on their own, but you guys need to work on WoW PvP too.
Fixes issues of balancing. Arena is never going to be balanced because it is such a controlled environment, and because there's no solo queue, people get to pick and choose their classes, so some classes get completely left out, and it's even worse than before because they have these consistent hot fixes and nerfs. I know some people like it, but I think it's actually awful because they're always nerfing classes every week, so you might be a good class this week, but then next week, you might be absolute ass. But in a objective style game, it's about the objective. Yes, one aspect of other games like League, Overwatch is killing other players, but you win by escorting the payload, you win by capping the points, you win by winning on resources. So maybe if your class is not the best, you're better at keeping track of the objectives, maybe you're more strategic in your approach to the game. But in Arena, if your class gets nerfed by 5%, they're like, nope, we're not playing with you anymore, I'm playing with that class. If you're a rogue and your damage has been nerfed, you still have stealth, which means you're still good at back capping points, ninjaing points, defending points.
Very
if you're a
good
druid,
right
you still have bare. So again, I'm scared, you guys. I'm really scared that all this information is gonna get passed on by Blizzard, so it's up to you guys. I want all of you guys right now in the chat to spam your little comments. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me. I want all of you guys to smash that thumbs up button. Do not let Blizzard miss this video. Share it onto Twitter. I want you to tweet this video to Josh Allen with the Jerry curls. I want you to tweet this video to Blizzard, to everyone. Share it in other streams. I don't care what you do. You can call me the YouTube guy. You don't have to agree with me. You can share Tosan's video. You can share Savix's video. I want you to share this video and make sure it goes viral. So I'm asking for something ridiculous. I'm gonna ask for like 500 likes on this video. I want 500 likes on this video. And you know what, you guys? If you don't dust off your little Cheeto fingers and you suck your fingers dry, and you reach over with your little crusty mouse and you press that thumbs up button, if you don't do that, I'm gonna quit YouTube. If I don't get 500 likes on this video, I'm gonna quit YouTube. I'm no longer gonna be making World of Warcraft content for YouTube because that means you guys don't care and you guys can go back to watching Dolon Gaming and Michael Hogman. I'm out.
Oh, was Stoopzz shooting some fire at the end, huh? Dude, this is my favorite song. I use this song a lot in my videos. Very good job, Stoopzz. Very good job. I loved it. So good. Like, your video was 18 minutes long, and I was like, wow, that's a long video, but that was worth it. That was very worth it. And it was not a boring video. You just went on point straight up. I liked it. And for reals, we really need to get Blizzard's attention on these topics. Like, the PvP community is trying to speak out for them, but they don't listen. Or they watch it and they ignore it. We can't just let these things pass away. I've been trying to get solo queue out for a really long time. They do see it, they hear about it, but they just ignore it and just focus on what they're doing, and it's not helping the community. So we really need to push these PvP videos out there so it grabs a lot of people's attention, and that way Blizzard cannot ignore it. And again, big shout outs to Stoopzz and Tozen for trying to get it out there. I love people that care about the PvP community, not just playing it, people that actually cares and want this game to get better. We need more people like that.
Maybe if there was a solo queue system, but if there was like a solo system